Hey, it's your buddy Peace and Harmony with you here today. Zooming in on the traits and sort of personality dynamics of the female psychopath. I've received a number of inquiries from people who are dealing with a female psychopath either in their family, in their workplace, or in their marriage, and are really sort of very, very distressed and distraught from dealing with this type of person. And there's an absolutely positively reason why it's so distressing, because this is really one of the very, very, very dangerous and destructive types of personality disorders that we see out there. We hear about the male psychopaths who are your serial killers, your Hitlers, your cult leaders, the politicians, some of the Wall Street, the Wolf of Wall Street types, these really sort of, financial manipulators of the Wall Street, stock market in Chicago, or not in Chicago, in New York, and some of the big banks in Chicago, the big cities in the world where a lot of these people, have greed running their life. This can be very psychopathic and very hideous and dangerous to be around these types of people. And there's a lot of different industries that will attract these types of people, but you can find them really in all walks of life, as well as all income levels. And some of the I've done quite a bit of videos on this, and where we tend to see a prevalence of the psychopaths, particularly in the business world, the music industry, and to some degree the theater, the filmmakers, movie stars, etc., in your Hollywoods and filmmaking, things of that nature. So so not just focusing on that, but I want to really focus more so on some of the traits that might distinguish this person, so you can kind of perhaps learn to identify some red flags, or perhaps, see if this is ongoing and if you can relate to some of these symptoms. The female psychopath, above all, she wants to dominate. She wants to be the one in control, and the one to manipulate, control, and basically turn everything upside down. And by that I mean there's a constant, the female psychopath has an appetite for destruction. So it's not just for attention, it's not just for power, as we see in the narcissist, it's not just for control, but oftentimes in the psychopath we see a real appetite for destruction, meaning destroying people. They have a very sort of maniacal way of really turning things upside down through their gaslighting, through their brainwashing. They do a lot of this manipulation, but it's on a very kind of deeper level, and really kind of a worse, really, I would say more severe level than we see in the narcissist. They completely, have really a lack of a soul. There's a very sort of hollow, evil, it's just, I think someone referred to it as an entity. I mean, you really do not feel that there's a human quality when you're by these people. You feel that there's something, I think originally a lot of people are seduced by them because they don't know any better. They have a constant need to have attention on them. So extremely distracting in their behavior. I mean, I think that is number one in terms of flaunting looks, flaunting, a sexuality when it's very inappropriate. We see this in the female psychopath, but it's definitely, a need for attention, but it's more of an energy vampire sort of feel. So it's not just like someone who wants attention. It's a true energy vampire sort of scenario that you're encountering here. And not, like, oh, wow, they need so much energy, they need so much attention. It's like there's something wrong with this person, the way that they suck people in and distract and really try to derail people through the strange things that they say, through really hideous and heinous comments and acts, smear campaigns. I mean, the more that they can see people sort of struggling and hurting, I mean, as long as they can, leave a path of destruction, this is what these people do. For some reason, that is how they operate. Extremely scary to be around, just because their comments are so really evil. I mean, I think evil is really the only word I can describe it. They'll say comments that really will just chill you. Things that, really tries to make one feel devoid of humanity. And remember that concept of projection, so you can really feel that sort of true lack of humanity. The psychopath, they don't resonate. Certain words, they don't have a reaction to, emotional words the way that most people do. For example, if they were to see someone being raped or a very bad car crash, they don't have the same like, oh my gosh, like, let's go and help this person. They have a very cold, ice cold, really through their veins sort of reaction. So if you feel that this woman in your life has an excessive need for attention, not only attention, but is almost like an energy vampire, constantly needs to have you thinking about them, is extremely distracting through things that they say. And they say very sort of strange things out of context that really make you feel very uncomfortable. And you feel like they constantly want to distract you, really throw you off course in a very extremely negative way. In other words, attacking your earning power, attacking your life power. I mean, you literally find it hard to exist around these people. If you've encountered it, again, a lot of people originally feel it as, a sexual energy. So if they're very kind of high-powered dress, you might feel that you're like sucked in to that for the opposite sex. But there's something very manipulative, maniacal, and something extremely destructive. And remember, that is the main difference, is that they lack a conscience, which is lacking a morality, which means they have no ethics, they have no integrity, and they really seek to really hurt and harm people. Not just use, not just exploit, but hurt and harm. If you're around these people, get as much protection as you can, keep things documented, and don't mess around. Period. End of story. Peace and harmony with you here today. I hope these videos help. Please share and please subscribe for more great tools, videos, discussion, and support.